New leaks have emerged concerning the final release date for the RTX 3080 and 3080 Ti, but are they real? Let's talk about it. Before that, make sure to subscribe and click the bell icon so you never miss another video. So these new leaks come courtesy of a videocards.com article where they state, quote, "In the past few weeks, we have heard it is either August or September, with more sources leaning towards the latter." Now, according to videocards.com, the reason why they believe late August could be possible is because, quote, "Later this month we have Gamescom, which starts in August 27th. The RTX 20 Turing series was introduced a day before Gamescom 2018 officially kicked off." So clearly they're thinking, last time when Turing launched, it was around Gamescom, so why not again this year? And, there could be some legitimacy to that, but, things change every year and they don't always do it at the same time. So could be, could not be, but if it does occur at that point, yeah, they might announce something kind of like how they announced Ampere a little bit earlier this year already. Now, later in the article, they go on to say, the site MyDrivers now claims that Ampere is set to launch on September 17th. According to the report, GeForce RTX 3070 is also expected to be released a month later than the RTX 3080 series in October. Additionally, the RTX 3060 series is now expected in November. This would be sooner than the RTX X060 two-year launch cadence, since the 2060 was released in January 2019. And they have a little slide that they put together here that demonstrates how they believe the launch cycle is going to happen this time around. And now, despite the fact that this new rumor seems to be coming from just one website that we've never heard of before, at least I haven't, well, it seems like VideoCards is pretty confident that it will be releasing in September. And I gotta say, videocards.com is a fairly reliable source when it comes to leaks. I've always decided to go to their website over others in the past because I just feel like they do a lot less rumor mill type of stuff, and they seem to only comment on stuff when they're pretty certain that there's some nugget of truth behind it. And so, I have a couple other sources to back this up, and then we'll discuss whether or not this is actually true. So the other sources that I've found that seem to also believe it's going to launch in September would be first TechRadar, where they say, quote, "It looks, therefore, like all signs are pointing to both AMD and Nvidia releasing their next generation graphics cards in September." This goes in line with the new rumor, which speculates that Nvidia will be starting mass production of the GPUs in August, with a reveal and media event in September 2020. And so this was posted on TechRadar a little while ago, I believe it was a few months ago, and it lines up with this new video cards leak. And now I'm going to show you another source that also agrees that September looks likely, and this was posted previously as well over on Tom's Hardware, where they say, quote, "Whatever the price, there are plenty of indicators that Ampere will land into September, maybe even late August." So there's another source that's saying late August you could see it, and they're looking at, more September timeframe to actually be able to get them. And so after looking at all these different articles, let's get down to it. Is this actually true? Is it happening in September? Well, I believe it is, and here's why. Well, first of all, multiple sources are all reporting that it's going to be launching in September. And, that seems to be a little bit more credible than just one guy over on Twitter saying it's going to happen. And like they say, where there's smoke, there's fire. So that seems to me to be a big factor pointing towards, yeah, I believe it's happening in September. September 17th, as they said earlier. Now, the second reason why I believe it probably is going to happen in September is because, well, it would be launching before the consoles, because remember, the consoles are going to be launching holiday 2020, so likely November, maybe even December, but I'm guessing November. And, if Jensen's able to go and walk around on stage and make fun of the consoles for being slow, regardless of the fact that they're going to be much, much cheaper, and they still will not be slow, but he's going to say they're slow, well, that's something that Jensen, the CEO of Nvidia, just loves to do. So I can absolutely see him doing this. The third reason why I believe this is probably true is it would allow Nvidia to command a pretty high Founders Edition price like they did with the 20 series, because let's be honest, AMD's probably quite a ways off from being able to offer big Navi. I mean, not quite a ways, but they're probably looking more closer to the end of the year. So if Nvidia can beat not only the consoles but also AMD, and they have their hardware out first, well, they have really no competition, because the 3080 and 3080 Ti are going to be faster than probably anything else that's out there right now. So they'll be able to charge those ridiculously high Founders Edition prices, which of course they're going to want to do. And then finally, the reason why I believe it's happening in September is that we've just been seeing a ton of leaks, and the big one that we saw was the shroud that was being leaked. And I believe if this isn't the final shroud that we're going to see, it's definitely one that was in production, and this has got to be real. And the last time we saw a shroud being leaked, it was shortly thereafter that the actual, I believe is the 10 series launched. So, you know, to me, that's a big indicator that yes, these cards are very, very close to release. So yeah, I think the September 17th timeframe is right, and I would be expecting that if not then, at least around that time, you will be able to purchase the new 30 series graphics cards, which honestly is really exciting. Now, the only question is, how much are they going to cost? And this is where things are going to get really scary if we're unlucky. So my thoughts on the price is that the 3080 Ti is probably going to have a Founders Edition price of $1,099. I know it's $100 less than the Founders Edition price on the 2080 Ti, and the reason why I believe that is that even though Nvidia is going to be first to the market with new graphics solutions, there's going to be a whole lot more pressure from AMD and the consoles this time around, and that's not to mention the fact that Nvidia did see quite a bit less sales of their graphics cards last time around, so I think they're going to want to get more people to jump on, and the way to do that would be to ever so slightly reduce prices, and you know, maybe they'll be able to manufacture them cheaper anyway, and so they'll be able to get the same margins. But in any case, I'm guessing $1,099 for Founders Edition pricing, and then $899 for the MSRP, which you're never going to see a card for $899 unless it's got, like, I don't know, a tiny piece of aluminum on top of the GPU. But they'll be able to say, hey, it's $899 MSRP, and think about it. There's probably a lot of people out there who are thinking, $1,000 for a GPU, no way I'll do it, but $899, well, the psychology behind that, you start thinking to yourself, hey, it's only $899. And then you're thinking to yourself, it's in an $800 price range, when in reality, you're getting really, really close to $1,000. So I think you'll be able to get a lot more people on board to buy a really expensive graphics card at $899 versus $999. Now, as for the 3080, I believe it's going to have a Founders Edition pricing of $749 and an MSRP of $649 for similar reasons. All right, and for the 3070, I believe here we're going to see it come in at a Founders Edition price of $549 and an MSRP of $449. And then finally, for the 3060, which will be launching the latest, I believe you'll see $399 Founders Edition and $299 MSRP, which, you know, to be honest with you, if the 3060 is way faster and it's coming in at a price of $299, that's actually not too bad. And I would imagine that that would be a really well-selling GPU. You know, that could be a GPU that puts Nvidia back in people's somewhat good graces again, which Lord knows they need that right now, because everyone right now that I've talked to is really pissed about the ridiculously expensive GPU prices right now. But you know, I could be wrong. They could end up jacking up prices. But hey, that's just what I think. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. What do you think the prices are going to be? Do you think that it's actually going to launch on September 17th? Or do you think that it's going to be pushed off further? I'd love to know what you have to say in the comments below. And of course, I'll see you in the next video. If you made it to the end of the video, be sure to drop a like. Every time you do so, Nvidia and Intel drop prices. Also, if you want to see more, click here. You won't be disappointed.